A one and a two and a chick-a-boom a chick.
Before we jump into today's episode, I want to put something on your radar. Rise Conference 2026 is happening August 11th and 12th in Ann Arbor, Michigan. If you're a remodeler who wants clearer systems, stronger financials, better leadership, and real implementation, this event is built for you. It's not a trade show. It's not fluff. It's 2 focused days with growth-minded remodelers from around the country who want to run better remodeling businesses. You can learn more and grab your tickets at remodelersontherise.com/rise. Oh, we had so much fun last year. You don't want to miss it. remodelersontherise.com/rise. All right, let's get into today's episode. All right, folks, get excited. Get excited. It's another episode of the Remodelers on the Rise show, folks. Oh, I think it's a little tepid as far as the clapping goes. I think we can do, but it's Remodelers on the Rise show. Oh, there we go. Now, I do hope on this recording that you can hear the sound effects. Just trying to up our game here a little bit, folks. I got a nice little sound effect deal. I can do a little drum roll. I can have people laugh at my jokes. We can also transition from topic to topic. I'll be using that transition one quite a bit today because this episode is primarily it's just Kyle today. Been doing a lot of guests lately if you're a avid, consistent listener to the show. And thought I'd just do a more brief and solo show today. And I'm going to use my my friends that have posted in Remodelers community over the last week or two. Remodelers community is an online Facebook group. I think we're probably up around 3,000 members. I would say for every 10 members that 10 people that try to sign in, they've got to put that they're a residential remodeler, and I check out their website. We make sure that people getting in there are really wanting to be in there and will be able to contribute to the conversation. And for the last many years, it has been a place that has been extremely helpful for remodelers to get to know one another, to share ideas, to get their questions answered. And unlike maybe other Facebook groups that you have seen or experienced, we're actually there to help each other, not to talk smack, not to throw shade, not to belittle, not to whatever our common cultural norms are. No, that's not how we play. Frankly, it's just not the Remodelers on the Rise brand. Our brand is all about these core values. R, results. I, improve. S, serve. E, engage. And we do that in a respectful, helpful way. And that's what our Facebook group's all about too. So if you go to remodelercommunity.com or just search on Facebook, Remodelers on the Rise community, it'll pop up. Take a look at it. Now, I'm just going to go kind of one by one through different topics. So we're going to get into the first one. There's our transition noise. This is a post by actually a really handsome guy, whimsical. Some would argue humorous / also serious, has serious coaching chops, great hair. The list could go on and on. Yes, we're talking about yours truly. I'm joking. This was on February 21st. It was a brief post that said, I spent this morning deleting things from my quote unquote idea list. Long live, more focus on fewer things. Got some good engagement. I went on to say, we all have so many ideas on what we can implement, work on, and improve. And it can be overwhelming sometimes, can it? Sometimes you just need to delete things from your long list of ideas. You need to put things in the parking lot. A parking lot is a good idea that I don't want to forget about, but I'm not going to do anything with it now. Some of these ideas need to go in the parking lot so you don't lose sight of it. Some of them just need to flat out be deleted. We can't implement it all. More focus on fewer things. And then go on and find the most important, quote unquote, I'm going to kick the crap out of fill in the blank this week in the 90 minutes of time I have to work on my business, and I'm going to get it implemented. Get clear on what that thing you're going to do that you're going to kick in the butt and get done this week. When you think about the amount of work that you do, let's say you work 48 hours a week. The majority of that, for a lot of you listening, myself included, is working in the business, like doing your work. In my case, I'm on a coaching call, I'm on a group coaching call, etc. You're out there doing an estimate, you're visiting with a prospect, you're in the business. There's only a small amount of time that you have every week where you actually are doing on the business work. And what happens is we end up trying to do 5 or 6 different things with that limited amount of time that most of you and most of us have. Focus in, stop dabbling, get things implemented, and continue to tweak and improve. Use your discernment, use your wisdom, use your years of managing your business and your team, and figure out what needs to float up for you and your business to the top of the list. You can't do it all. You have my permission. You don't have to hold on to every good idea you hear. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you peace of mind. Well, I used to have sound effects. I hope it's working on this recording. I'm happy to have them back. Happy to have them back. Really excited. Really exciting stuff. Next one that I'm going to click on. This one, I haven't even looked into it. Jose Cruz commented and said, we run Cruz Home Construction here in California and decided to try Adexo, ADEXO, Adexo's AI Google setup this past month, alongside our usual referral work. We kept our normal ad budget and it brought in 3 projects, 1 bathroom and 2 flooring jobs. Interesting thing. Meaning there's so many different AI tools. What I appreciated about this is he just like, hey, I tested this out. I've invested X amount of dollars and here's what's happened. Now this is a AI Google setup. I personally don't know a lot from it, but I will riff in this direction. I'm finding AI content to be kind of annoying. Are you guys all like reading something and you're like, this is so written by ChatGPT? I mean, really, you're not even going to delete these random emojis in here? Really, like I've read enough now where I can just tell it's that. So AI has its faults, if you will. At the same time, there's so much speed and research and idea clarity and encouragement and fill in the blank speed that you can achieve to get more done better, to speed up your process of a reply before you kind of tweak it and make it your own. A lot of my clients are using ChatGPT to put all of their proposals, all their scope of work examples, all of their price information in there so that AI knows all of that and then is able to spit out a new scope of work on that bathroom project that you just went to. Have it do takeoffs. There's so much you can do. Spend some time digging into the AI side of things and continue to explore with it. There's a lot of good stuff in there. All right. I like it. There's our transition. It means we're moving on to the next one. This was a post that says, every month, members of our Remodelers Autopilot program receive an email with 2 email options. They fill out the form, they select the option they'd like for the month, and then we customize it and get it sent out to all of their previous clients and prospects. They also do the same thing with social media posts. Remodelers Autopilot. If you go to remodelersontherise.com, look at our list of services, you'll see Remodelers Autopilot. It is a great program to stay top of mind with your previous clients and your prospects. This was a post that we made to promote it, but Paul McManus commented on it. Email marketing continues to work well, especially if you keep good list hygiene, meaning keep your list clean. We send out a newsletter every 2 months and get pretty consistent lead flow from it. Phil Bennett said, Remodelers Autopilot is a no-brainer for us. He's been a member for a long time. It is so simple, very affordable, and a great way to consistently keep your name in front of our past clients. The Remodelers Autopilot program has cultivated dozens of jobs from the emails that are sent out each month. So there's a little reminder. Your previous client list is one of your, if not the most valuable marketing assets. If I did a project with you 2 years ago and you remodeled my kitchen, have I heard from you since then? Insert dramatic pause. If I have not, that's not wise marketing. Stay in touch, stay top of mind with your previous clients. They're going to forget about you. They're going to forget that you offer this service or that service. You're going to send an email to them and they might just notice it. They might not read it, but all of a sudden later in the week, they're talking to a colleague and you're top of mind. Same thing with social media posts. Your previous clients and those prospects are extremely valuable. Make sure we are consistently staying in touch with them. Okay, next one. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. This one was another one that I posted. I was on a little flurry of content last week. I hope, by the way, as you're listening to this episode, you like the sound effects, you like the energy I'm bringing, and you like the diversity of topics. You are here to grab some nugget, some reminder, some encouragement, some takeaway that you need for your day. And this piece of content that I wrote here is kind of a reminder that, man, business is hard. I took a picture of this while my wife was up front in choir. She's probably working with the sopranos or the altos. So those of us in the tenor section, I got a little downtime sometime during rehearsal on Wednesday nights at Cornerstone Church when my wife is directing the choir. And I had filled up my beautiful Remodelers on the Rise Yeti mug before I left the house for my 7 p.m. choir rehearsal, because Kyle is a joy to be around in the evening if he gets a little final nightcap, if you will, of coffee. I'm a dream then until about 10 p.m. If I don't have that little cup of coffee in the evening, I kind of zonk out pretty quick and I'm kind of cranky, and nobody likes that. So that's a little bit of my ritual. I'm sure that's going to change in the future. One day I'm going to have that little sip of coffee in the evening. I'm going to be staring at the ceiling all night and go, oh, crap. Those older guys have been telling me about this moment, and now I don't get to have my evening cup of joe anymore. But I was looking at this beautiful cup of joe. It's got some scratches on it. I think one of my kids took it, probably Thomas. It's probably been bopping around as a little Ford Focus. It's all scratched up. And I looked at this. It's got my beautiful logo on there. The mug's all scratched up. And I wrote this: hey, business owner, do you ever sit back, glance at your logo and think, you know, this business isn't perfect. There's a lot to improve, but doggone it, I started this thing from scratch and we have come a long way. And I just had that thought when I looked at this beat up Yeti, and I wanted to kind of capture that, post that picture, and post it to my friends in Remodelers community to encourage you. And that's also why I'm reading it to you right now and reflecting on it. Encourage you to reflect and give yourself a little pat on the back and some encouragement. You deserve it. Talking to a remodeler this morning, I signed a $70,000 job last week, and he didn't even pause to take a breath. He just went on to the next thing. And I was talking to him and his wife, shout out Yad and Nikki. And I said, Nikki, can you give that man a little pat on the back? And Yad kind of smirked a little bit. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, we focus on everything negative too much. Can we celebrate some wins? Can we have some perspective on, yes, the business is not perfect, but holy crap, it's so much better than it was a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Can you reflect and think to yourself, you know what? Myself in 2018 would have been thrilled with myself in 2016 as far as the progress we've made in the business. But the great game of business also shows there's always things to improve, always things to tweak and improve. And that's good, and that's fine. That's what makes business fun. But it is important for us to stop and smell the roses a little bit, to be encouraged. There's enough beating us down. Like, celebrate some wins. The next team meeting you have, can you please start it by just focusing on wins for 8 minutes straight? The more you train your team to pay attention to the wins, the more they're going to see them, yourself included. And that gives some positive mojo. And don't we all need some more positive mojo in this life? Come on. If you're listening to this podcast because you're serious about building a better remodeling business, the next step for a lot of people like you is joining our Remodelers VIP Club. It's a monthly coaching membership where we help you create real progress in the systems that matter most: your marketing, sales, financials, production, operations, and more. You'll get access to all of our pre-recorded and excellent, if I may say so myself, training, resources, and practical tools and templates that you can apply right away. If you want focused growth and better execution, check it out at remodellersontherise.com or the link in the show notes. Another piece of content. I took a picture of the handsome Michael Anschel from Minnesota. If you go to costofprojectexecution.com, it's a mouthful, costofprojectexecution.com, COPE. It's a pricing model that Michael came up with many, many years ago. And Michael and I, a few years ago, did an in-person retreat on the topic and did some online stuff. Take a look at it. Punchline: Michael does not mark up anything in his proposals. Michael does not mark up anything in his fixed price, solid margin proposals. How is that even possible? Go check out costofprojectexecution.com. But this thing I was highlighting is unrelated to that. Michael Anschel shared this with me a few years back, and it came up a few times in my coaching over the last couple of weeks. I'm paraphrasing Michael. Michael says, when we have a client in design and project development, we schedule a standing meeting every week. We either do an in-person, but most of the time just via Zoom on, for example, Wednesdays at 3:00 p.m. Sometimes that meeting is quick. Sometimes it's more detailed, but it's a weekly check-in to make sure we are moving forward on our end, and it gives the client a little goal of getting their decisions for that week done and moved forward. So take this idea and kind of make it your own. You can approach this in a lot of different ways. The strategy of it is this: time kills deals. We drag our feet on things we need to be doing to move things through design and project development, which prevents us from starting a project, which prevents us from getting cash flow going, and our clients can drag out their decisions as well. When you meet regularly to keep things moving at a consistent clip, it makes everyone happy. It's a good idea. It's a very practical idea. So there's a little additional nugget of wisdom for you to chew on and do something with. Oh, we're having lots of fun. This is from our friends at Hamtoll Construction, Dave Hamtoll. He had two posts that he wrote. He had asked about if anybody had a 6-foot long selfie stick that he could attach to take some photos. And what he ended up doing was buying one locally. They also sell them on Amazon. And he made a post on his Hamtoll Construction Facebook page. And he ended up standing on a ladder, just a reasonable ladder, and holding the 6-foot high selfie stick above his head. And the goal was trying to get pictures from a good vantage point and kind of simulate a little bit of drone shots without all the rigmarole of that. And it ended up being a good post, good angle, kind of a simple way to capture photos in a better way. So he had a random idea. He asked the Facebook group, a couple people chimed in, and then he was a man of action. Oh, to be a man and woman of action, to dig in and make things happen. So that was kind of a random one from Dave Hamtoll. Jason Bernier, Bernier. Bernier, I think part of pronunciating people's names that you don't know the exact punctuation is to say it with gusto and confidence. Jason Bernier. Jason might be listening going, butchered? You butchered it, Kyle. Oh, well. Jason said, eating frogs. I've been putting off a task this week and this morning, and I woke up with a better attitude. Sometimes sleep does that, by the way. If you're in a crappy attitude, go get some sleep. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens, at least for me. Same thing for Jason. Woke up in a better attitude. I ate my frog early this morning. Simultaneously, at a frog restaurant, I set a meeting with a potential project, reconnected with a trade partner, and met a second potential client. Frog legs, quote unquote, are delicious. What is he talking about? Frog equals the most important thing you need to get done that you're most likely to put off. Frog, most important thing you need to get done that you're most likely to put off. You nod your head? Makes sense? Go ahead and think about it for a second. What is the most important thing you need to get done that you're most likely to put off? Okay. Eat that frog. Eat that frog. If you want to know more about the context of it, if you Google eat your frog, eat the frog, it'll pop up. One other thing that I want to highlight from what I just did. When you are training your team, when you are selling to a prospect, when you are trying to communicate to anybody a point, you heard several things that I did that I have practiced over the years, and you absolutely can practice too. I slowed my pace down. I emphasized certain things I really wanted to get across. I said it, and then I repeated it even slower again. I asked a question, and then I gave you time to process. That is a way to effectively communicate. Now, if you've been following me or even listening to this podcast, have a quick cadence. I talk fast, I think fast, I go fast, and I have a quick cadence. When I am coaching, when I am training, when I am trying to convey something, I have learned how to convey it a little bit stronger and better by using pauses, which usually gets people to kind of nod. When they nod after you say something, you pause, it means they actually heard you and they actually understand what you said. And repetition is very, very good. I think there's a phrase, repetition is next to godliness. I think you can fill that in a lot of ways, but just wanted to emphasize that. And eating your frog is a wonderful best practice productivity tip. I'm feeling great. About this episode. We're going to handle a couple more, and then we're going to call it an episode. Hat of the week, the Zangle Group. Shout out Patrick, Jenna, Jim, Connie, longtime Remodelers on the Rise clients, longtime Elevate peer group. Their peer group name is Elevate. And they were featured on our weekly content called the Hat of the Week. The Hat of the Week. Now it makes sense why I'm in the choir. You're like, gee whiz, this guy's got a voice of an angel. Why don't you sing more often, Kyle? Maybe you should do your coaching via singing for better retention and forget about that whole crap you just mentioned about pausing and emphasizing and repeating. Just sing it, man. Just sing it. Maybe someday. But every week, literally every week, I think we're going on a year. I think we're almost to a year of every week featuring a hat of the week. I got a beautiful box yesterday of a new hat from somebody that I met at Job Tread Connect. I'm excited about it. I do not have enough hats. I am bald. I like to wear hats because I think I look better wearing a hat instead of a shiny dome. And my wife would say, Kyle, you have enough hats. I don't. She is wrong. She is right about pretty much everything. She is dead wrong about that. Oh, if you go to remodellersontherise.com and you click around there, I bet you're going to find our address. I would love to add you to the future hat of the week. All right. I got two more. I'm debating whether to go into the one. The one I'm not gonna kind of read it. I'm just gonna summarize it. Let's say you have $1 million in total revenue. Okay. And you take all of your direct costs, your cost of goods sold, labor, materials, trade partners. You add on a 1.40 markup. Comes out to a 29% gross profit margin. See, this is why I didn't want to read it, because we're dealing with numbers, probably driving right now, etc. But bottom line, I'm going to round it a little bit. $1 million of revenue coming in, $700,000 of cost of goods sold, $300,000 of gross profit. How are you doing on, how does that feel, first of all? If you're selling at a 35% gross profit margin and you bring it in at a 29 or 30% gross profit margin, that's not good. You've got slippage. It's costing you more than what you were expecting. It might be crappy estimating. It might be optimistic estimating. It might be crappy estimating where you're forgetting things. It might be optimistic estimating where you're putting in 20 hours to do that thing and it took us 30 because you were thinking, well, when I did it in my heyday, that's how long it would take me. You may not be getting fixed price from some of your trade partners and you plugged in a number for the plumber of $3,000 and then you get the invoice and it's $3,600 and you just had $600 of slippage. Job costing, job costing, job costing. Tell me on each of your projects the details of the job costing. This is what I was expecting this part of the project to cost, and this is what it actually costs. If you can do that for demo and trim and plumbing and electrical and drywall and painting, and you can tell me what you expected it to cost and what it actually cost, you are going to be a successful remodeler. And those of you listening to this that cannot tell me that, that is why you're struggling so much. Ooh, I'm talking direct. I hope this is striking somebody right between the eyeballs. That's why you're struggling. You can't tell me if you're profitable. You can't tell me if your estimating is going well. You can't tell me where the slippage is happening. You're not even familiar enough with markup and margin. You don't understand that you've got cost of goods sold stuff down in your overhead expenses. It's time to know your numbers. Know your numbers. I like to put out content that is just straight up value. Hopefully you like that. Occasionally, I'll jab with good stuff, and then I'll right hook you. That's a Gary Vaynerchuk quote. I'll right hook you. Here's my right hook. If you are confused about your numbers and you don't have a lot of money to invest in coaching, sign up for the VIP club. Go to remodellersontherise.com, sign up for the VIP club. It's going to cost you $497 a month. It's a month-to-month agreement. I hope you stay in it for a long time, and I hope you participate in it. Live coaching every week, courses that you can access. But if you're confused about your numbers, sign up, get your login at remodellersvipclub.com, click on Remodel Your Profits course, and take that content and the actions I tell you to do in that course seriously, and you're going to flip around your business from overwhelmed to a remodeler on the rise. Oh, I can hear it. Where is it? There it is. Oh, cheering. I kind of liked it too. I thought this episode was great. Too, people. Hope it was helpful. Man, the people are still okay. Enough already. I do hope that this cheering and all that stuff is working, or else this recording is going to be stupid if you're not actually hearing it on the recording. So we'll see. Actually, at the Rise conference last year, we did that Ask Kyle Anything hour, and it was super fun. Everybody submitted questions. We had a good old time. But the setting was set where you couldn't hear any of the laughter in the room or the clapping in the room or the hoot and hollering that we were doing. So it's me going, all right, everybody, get fired up. We're on the Ask Kyle Anything show. And everybody was cheering. But you listen to the recording and it's like dead silence. So hopefully that's not the case here. I think I clicked it properly. All right. What's your takeaway? Before you go on to your next thing, identify it. What's your takeaway? Think about that and identify that and go kick that next thing that you need to implement on your business right in the teeth. Get her done. More focus on fewer things. Eat your frog, all those fun things, plus all the other strategy we talked about today. Hey, thanks for listening. Feel free to leave a Google review and all that fun. Leave a Google review, actually. Google reviews are very helpful. I was going to say leave a review on the podcast, but I think we got a nice little recording. But I'm sitting at 79. We're sitting at 79 Google reviews. 5 stars, 79 Google reviews. I'm looking for 80. Who's going to be number 80? Let's hear now. I'm here now. Where's number 80? What you just heard there was a live auctioneer. Fun fact, I have been a live auctioneer 3 times and have collected a lot of money for the Ivy Table. Look up the Ivy Table in Brighton, Michigan. It's a Pay What You Can cafe. I'm on the board of it. Love the organization. All right, that's it. See you. Thanks for watching the Remodelers on the Rise podcast. If this episode was helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. That helps more remodelers find these conversations. You'll find links below to connect with us, to join our remodelers community and explore more resources or our coaching options. If you don't want to miss future episodes, turn on notifications so you know when new videos are live. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you being here. We'll talk to you again soon.